Yeah, uh, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, excuse me, sister. Can I interest you in some of this lemongrass
Hey
history?
everybody, what's going on? This your
Yeah, I
girl
go by the name of
Riri
Sir
from the
Calloway.
New Normal 2020 Conversations with Friends. I have a
That's Get Down
special
Brown right
guest with me
there.
tonight. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When I discovered his
And that's my
music,
man
I didn't know how
Still
deep it was. It
on
was
the wheels
so
of
deep.
steel.
Oh my God. Let me
Enjoy.
tell y'all have one of the dopest artists in
Coconut
Atlanta
or coconut or rub
right
it out.
now
Freddie
on
Jackson in
this
the background.
on this
Love it out,
podcast.
love it
Sir
out.
Calloway.
Infatuated with the shade of
Woo!
brown.
How you
Mahogany
doing?
Yo,
tan, no bust
what's
down.
up?
Shit
What's
just look
up,
brown.
How you
man?
With the
doing?
DJ playing.
Man,
The
I'm
real
feeling
deal.
good, feeling
Smoking
great,
mirrors.
feeling great,
Overcoat
feeling
like
good.
Ellen
How are
Terry.
you?
She
I'm
needs
doing
Lundy
good.
shine.
I'm
Block
feeling
got a glow
good
so bright.
too.
Her
I'm
eyes
feeling
sharp.
real good.
Street vibes with a
Let me
peace
let me
side. She's
let me
Arm&
say
Hammer
quick
and
because he's
almond
so
butter like
dope. Oh
gas
my God, I
lady
want to get
and
into his
insane.
songs real quick.
Conversation
But let
can be
everybody know
so
who you are.
intense. When I come home, I get to
All
say
right, all
hello.
right.
Me and my city
My
just
name is
met.
Sir Calloway.
Make love and then climb
I
that. Just
represent low
levitate,
breed.
just
You
levitate.
know,
We
Whoop,
up
whoop.
that low
we up there.
squad, last of a dying
So
breed.
wide of there.
I'm a
Hey,
hip hop artist, songwriter, poet, actor, philosopher, man under construction. You
woo!
know,
You said a lot. That's a
hey,
lot of load.
I
Okay,
mean, hey, look, we're all things. You know what I'm saying?
that's
We're all
right.
things.
You
Like
right.
I'm Dirty South native. I am all things creative. You
Can
know,
you tell them again you're a dirty South way?
Dirty South native. I am
Hey,
all things
hey.
creative.
Let them know. Okay, so look, the platform right now that I'm on is Atlanta. Atlanta. Everything in Atlanta. The outside metro city, everything in Atlanta. And that's touching it. And how deep you go. But your music, let them know who influenced you. Because I listened to some of your music. And I was like, where he been? Because I need to listen to this. Oh my God,
All
you
right.
so man. I was the
All
father.
right.
Ooh, anyway. And let them know where you from. And you know how it started.
All right. Originally, I'm from Florida. So I'm a transplant.
You
Like
mix.
most people
You
that live
mix.
here. I'm mixed. I'm Florida. Hey, look, Florida boy, Georgia boy, Mr.
That's
Florida
right,
boy,
all
Georgia
day.
boy.
Okay?
You know, I originally came here in the 90s, you know, but I was here through all of the golden era of Atlanta, if you will. And, you know, that's highly arguable. A lot of people will say, well, hey, you know, what's wrong with today? But you would have to be there to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know.
No. You said something right there. You said a word right there.
Yeah, look here, man. I survived Freaknik 93 through 95. It was a
Okay.
glorious time. Glorious time. I'm talking about the old Atlanta.
Okay.
Way before they started renaming the streets. I'm talking about when Metropolitan was
But
Stewart.
Stewart
You know what I'm
Avenue.
saying?
Okay.
When
Tell
Donna
them.
Lee, when Donna Lee Hollowell was Bankhead and will always be Bankhead. You know what I'm
Always.
saying?
Okay.
But
Hello.
yeah, so I'm
Man,
I'm,
yeah, you
I'm a
let them know
represent.
something.
Yeah,
God,
man.
you
You
know,
know,
I'm from Cleveland Avenue. So when you said
okay.
Stewart, yeah, I'm from
And
here.
you
I'm
went
a Grady baby. But, you know, I'm
okay.
talking about, yeah, Cleveland Avenue. Remember the old Miss Winters across the street from Flamingo? That's the apartments I was living in.
Dig that. Dig that.
Oh, man. So, listen. So, where you get your start from? Okay, I know you're from here, really. I know you mixed, but in Georgia, where did you get your start from? Like, when did you know that you want to do music? Like, when did you know that?
I would say preteen years. You know, coming up under cats like Too Short, Ball 8 Ball of MJG,
Okay.
Spice One, 3 6 Mafia, UGK,
Yeah.
Ice Cube. You know, I'm a culmination of so many different MCs, so many different artists, and you know, just watching them cats do their thing, man. I mean, hell, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. It
What?
takes two. I gotta be honest
It
with
takes
you,
two.
okay? I'm, I'm,
Yeah.
gonna, I'm gonna reveal. Look, I'm gonna drop a bomb on you. I'm gonna reveal a real secret.
I'm ready for it.
It Takes Two can actually probably be credited as my reason for wanting to officially bust around.
I mean,
So
I
shout-
can understand that though.
Shout out to Rob Bass and
Yeah,
DJ Easy.
shout out to
It
him.
it was a feeling that ooh,
Yeah, man,
Ooh.
it takes two. Yes, I'm saying. I can't dance, but I'd be like, yeah.
yeah, yeah. it was a feeling, and I want it was a feeling, and I wanted to be down. All of the dancing that was going on in the culture, I'm like, man, this is the type of energy that I want to. Yeah,
he was dancing, but it was smooth. Like he was a player. Like he takes to. That's what's up. But let's go back though. I listened to your playlist though. You said Too Short, 8 Ball, MJG. That was like on some pimp stuff. And then you said 3-6 Mafia. And then, so we went to like, you like all of it. Because you like pimp, kind of gangster player. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube. That's what I'm saying. Awareness. Yeah, social. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you like, for real, a mixture of everything, like a little gumbo. Because it's like a lot of different pieces, spices to make it. That's what's up. Right. And then Rob Bass, like, you that was a throwback. And that's like where the start come from. Man, that's so cool, or whatever.
Late 80s, early 90s. That's when it just pulled me in, man. I mean, the type of content that was coming out. Everybody sounded like themselves. Everyone had their own style. Back then, if you bit somebody, they would call you out for it. You know what I'm saying? So I was pulled into all of these details. Even MC Hammer. I'm tired of y'all talking about Hammer like Hammer wasn't out here rocking.
First of all, I love MC Hammer, okay? Yeah, I remember my brother was in the talent show. He did that in a 6th grade talent show. He did, Hammer. Let's get it started. I don't know, I can't remember his name. Yeah, that was my first concert though. Yeah, that was my
hell of a show too, right?
Yeah.
Hell of a show. That's a real entertainer. And look, make no mistake about it. Do your research on it. Hammer ain't no punk either. Hammer is a gangster. There are rappers who will, validate this.
Yeah.
Redman and all of them talking about, hey man, Hammer ran up on me for talking about him. He ain't no punk. So we gonna stop.
He's from California.
He's from Oakland.
Oakland, okay.
Yeah. So we gonna stop. Yeah, we're going to stop disrespecting MC Hammer like his contributions wasn't important because, people talked about him for doing endorsements. And if you look at the game now, endorsements is how you eat. Exactly. He was just ahead of his time.
Exactly. And he played baseball. Hello. Let's not say that. So he was athletic. And he tried to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? And you know how that went. But, I mean, he was a good person. I like him. Look, I ain't never talked about him. I liked him. I mean, I think a lot of people,
Kid and Play.
I like Kid and Play too, okay?
All the dancers. Now I can't dance. I ain't really got no rhythm. I ain't got no rhythm when it comes to dancing, but I am the culture is dancing, graffiti, DJing, MCing, and all of that. It's break dancing, but dancing still nonetheless.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing up these people just to talk about how the culture drew me in. And all of the dancing guys and the high top fades and we are a floppy bottom line.
We're not like anybody else, and you see that they emulate us. Every culture emulate us. Man, we so dope. I mean, I share every day. I'm like, God, we still going right now, 2020, right? Who is really going? We are. And I see our faces for real more than any other. I see us. You know what I'm talking about? We don't let nothing kind of like hinder us. We got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? We just really feel like we're not going to give up, and we're not going to. This is like a little obstacle. We done been through so much. You know what I'm talking about? Especially being here. You know what I'm saying? And seeing all, I say the heritage of Georgia, all the stuff that I've been through and stuff. Like, how did it make you feel though? Because I listen to your music, right? Let me tell you where I started at. I know you have, you have the lemongrass tea tree. That's what you have right now. Like that's one of your latest songs, right? And then that holy water. But I was listening to Father. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, like kids need to hear that. That's like, to me, a lot of men, they young men need their daddy. Young girls too. But that song was deep. I was like, oh my God, antisocial. That's everything what it is right now. Everybody be hooked to their phone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be like, you know what I'm saying? They don't have a voice for real. They behind the computer saying whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like what made you, like to me, you're like a mix of like country rap. You know what I'm saying? You just like soul, everything. Like, what made you want to be like? Because you like teaching people for real. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of like Old Atlanta for real, like the Goody Mobs, the Outcasts, and all that stuff, or whatever. Like, what made you go in that direction? Like, that's what you knew that you wanted to do. I hear what you listen to, and that's the big factor too. Because even though that was like the 80s, but they were still kicking stuff. They was dancing, but they was still like, they want you to have fun, be educated. all that kind of stuff. Like, I like it. Like, what made you in that direction? It's so dope, though. Like, I'm like, you gave me a different sound now. I gotta listen to you. Like, I'm hooked.
Thank you so much. And spread the word. You know, word of mouth is still a very powerful promo tool. You know,
absolutely. Well, I got this platform. Yeah, I'm telling everybody.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I would say it's a few factors that made me want to go in that direction. One, as I just said, being a student of the game. You know, you have to be a student first. I'm a fan first. Right. Okay. Everybody kind of like, you know, everybody now, they just kind of got this cockiness, like they not a fan and I don't listen to nobody but me and I don't listen to none. I don't listen. You know, you don't want to pay homage to those that came before you, but in order to be what I am now, I had to be a fan first. Right. And as a fan and as a student, I paid attention to how everybody was putting their stuff out and how they was putting their stuff together. Like you just said, the album may have had its party jams, but there was always that socially conscious record. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Public Enemy 911 is a joke. NWA, F the Police, Ghetto Boys, Cricket Officer. I mean, I could go on and on. Yeah. A lot of these people that I named, the album was well-rounded. You talk about a little bit of everything. You don't just make a whole. You can do what you want, but I'm from a school of you don't make a whole project about one topic. Right. You know what I'm saying? You try to cover all bases. That's just one of the factors. Another factor is just like, again, I consider myself a writer and a poet and a journalist somewhat. So I document, I observe society and I document it. And just make content that people can resonate with. There are more people that can relate to a record about fatherhood. There are people that can relate to a record about, you know, how on social media we're actually antisocial. Yes. Like we don't really build like that. We just post some shit and sit back and hope that it blow up.
And then move on though. And then move on.
And move on. Yeah. So it's like when you see these topics, I don't know, you know, I gotta credit my higher power, the most high God. I gotta credit God is my co-writer. When these ideas come to me, it might come 1 bar, 2 bars. Then the next thing you know, 4 bars of this particular topic. Next thing you know, I got something. So let me continue to build on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just God-given talent and creativity. And like I say, being a student, I can't take the credit. Being a student of those that came before me, because they showed us how to put together a project. Express yourself in all aspects. You can ball, but if you see the police over here kicking our ass, speak on that too. If you're going through relationship issues, speak on that. You know, if you feeling some kind of way as a father, speak on that. I promise you, there's an audience for it. Someone can relate.
To be honest with you, it wasn't really. I listen to you like nowadays. You know what I mean? You know, the younger generation. It's you know, we all go through, I mean, I guess it's generational. Everybody got to go through whatever they're seeing at that time or whatever. But when I listen to you, to me, like I said, it just reminds me of old Atlanta and real music. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it make you feel like, I'm like, he kind of deep though. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you be missing it. And I know a lot of people be like trying to be like, well, they'll take artists from other places. But I'm like, no, Atlanta, I know got some people like that here. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I say the artists from other places, because no, it's a few here and there now. But you're really deep to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's soulful. It's something like, you can like really listen to that. You know what I'm talking about? Especially now, like, it's relatable on all levels. Let me ask you something, though.
What's up?
When you decided, like, because to me, you're a teacher. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a conformist and doing whatever's popular. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at your styles like you're being yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not emulating anybody but you or whatever. Like, did you make a conscious decision of that? Because, you know, a lot of people try to just fit in, try to blow up real quick and just let me be like this person. Because, you know, you're very talented, so you can sound like anybody else if you wanted to, or look like anybody else. But did you make it like, nah, I got to be me, true to me, you know what I'm saying, or whatever? Like, what made you think that? Like, what made you like, I'm going to stick to myself?
Yeah, like I didn't set out, like, first of all, it's an honor for you to call me a teacher. Yeah. And whether you know it or not, you're planting seeds. You're planting seeds. You know, usually it would be pressure, but you're planting seeds of motivation for me to continue to educating myself and continue to grow as a man so I can fit that description that you just gave me.
Yes,
You see what I'm saying?
exactly
You're basically giving me something and that I'm going to have to be held accountable to a certain standard, and I appreciate that. I need that because at any given time, I might want to slack. I might want to fall off. But Riri done said I'm a teacher, so I can't do that.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? You have people looking at you.
Yeah.
We all
So,
looking
look,
at you. We trying to learn.
watching.
We trying to learn. Yeah, they're watching. They always watching. You never know
Right.
who's watching. You never know who's
Indeed.
inspiring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or whatever. Like I said, like it's just so. It's to me like I said, it feels good music. And I was just like, you know, we really do need that. I mean, we got some of the young generation trying to do that now, but it's so like to me right now. I can say I see everybody need a hug. Everybody need therapy. So it's like mental therapy listening to your music to me, because a lot of people, they don't know how to express themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So they listen to you and they're like, well, I can emulate. Like they emulate what you're saying. They feel like I feel that. That's how I feel, but they don't know how to express it. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I think that you are what's needed, especially for the men. Now, women want to see that too, but especially for the men, because they don't know how to express themselves sometimes. They don't know who to go to, or who to talk to, or who feel like them. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that? I don't know if men come to you, or people like that song. I felt that song. That was me.
Oh yeah. We got. You know, we're still getting great feedback on Father. I kind of flooded them this year. This year, like every single that I put out this year is still considered new because it's not a year old yet. It's new to people who haven't heard it. And the reason we did a whole lot of flooding, I'm gonna be real with you. The way 2020 started out, it was like, yo, if you got anything to say, get it off your chest, because this could be it. It really, for a minute there, it was really feeling like the end of the world, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, yo, everything, like I have an album worth of material, but no one is really dropping albums right now. Everybody's just kind of like, drop some singles, you know, build the audience, you know, because it's easier to get someone to listen to 3 or 4 minutes of a song than it is 30, 45 minutes of an album, especially when you fairly unknown, right? So we're still getting, even though Lemongrass Tea Tree may be the newest single, we're still getting feedback on Father, and we're still working that record. That record is still being worked in other arenas, you know, radio stations, overseas. Sometimes you got to take your show on the road virtually, and you know, if you're not currently promoting on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, hey, it's time. It's so many other platforms out here that you can flex your muscle with. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely got a lot of great feedback. A lot of great comments in the comment section of the YouTube channel for that. And one person even said, hey, this reminds me of old Goody Bob Dusty Family stuff. And that brings me back to something.
Yeah, excuse me, sister. Can I interest you in some of this lemongrass tea tree? Yeah, I go by the name of Sir Calloway.
Of the Duncan family.
Oh, that's Get Down Brown right there. Yeah. And that's my man Spitzwell on the wheels of steel.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Coconut oil, rub it out. Freddie Jackson in the background, love it out. I'm infatuated with your shade of brown. Mahogany, pecan tan, no bust down. She adjust her crown and then do a dance to what the DJ playing. The real deal, no smoke and mirrors. Aura color like oak interior.
Man, right now. Wait a minute
Block.
though, like why is that resonating right now? For real, like what?
She's Arm and Hammer
It's
and
still
almond butter.
resonating.
Sage and incense.
Yes.
Conversation game so
That's what I'm
intense. When I
saying,
come
when you
home, I
say-
get
say
fed
it,
a plate. And me and her sit and just meditate. Then make love and then climax and just levitate and just levitate. We up there, way up there. We out of there, so wide of there. Euphoria, that shade butter, she got it.
Oh yes, I love her like Egyptian. Want a description, my royal highness. She likes some sage and catch a vibe before killing the flights. Meditate, medicate, levitate. I rub on the hood and them legs shake. Stargated some bathing nowadays. Oh yes, I love her like Egyptian. Want a description, my royal highness. She likes some sage and catch a vibe before killing the flights. Meditate, medicate, levitate. I rub on that wood and them legs shake. Stargated some baby that nowadays. Yeah. The shawty a criminal, killing that itch when she come around. Locked up or you froed out, you know, young brown trying to rub it down. Feed me some knowledge and make me think. Can't take on this world with your mind weak. Them thotties be speaking out hella loud, knowing damn well that they mind me. Ain't good for your soul, them is trigger trees. I like a Texas and did I eat. After I eat, get my scalp breeze. She as cool as a breeze in the palm tree. Y'all out they smoke good green. Damn, shawty make some good green. Damn, shawty love me till my spleen. And you know shawty got that mean. I'm with shawty babe, can't tell me nothing like I'm Kanye for a lost song. She don't be worried about no Birkin bag, love a G, cause I got a plan. Speaking greatness into a man, ain't no way we ever going outside. Building empire, stacking bag, no fat ain't getting. Oh yes, I love her like Egyptian, want a description, my royal highness. She likes some sage and catch a vibe before killing the flights. Meditate, medicate, levitate. I robe on the order, them legs shake. Stargated some bathing and all of that. Oh yes, I love her like Egyptian. Want a description, my royal highness. She likes some sage and catch a vibe before killing the flights. Meditate, medicate, levitate. I robe on that order, them legs shake. Stargated some bathing and all of that. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we'll get back on.
The more you know.
You already know. You know,
but that's so true though. It's like the more you know, like, you know, the more you deposit up here, the more you'll have to talk about. You know, I mean, even I get writer's block at times, and I realize that the reason for that may be I don't have any new experiences. Experience something new, so you'll have something new to talk about. I mean, of course, they're going to talk about the same 4 or 5 things because they're not depositing anything new. You know, that's why for some people, some writers outside of music, writers, travel is good. Yep. You know, get on a plane, travel, move around, see the world, get inspired, and it gives you more to talk about. Now, for me, unfortunately, I'm one of those artists who, one of my biggest inspirations comes from like my darkest hours. When I'm going through something, then that's when my pen is on fire. It's when I'm in pain, you know, if I'm in a depression slump, because I'm not perfect, right? When I'm in a depression slump, you know, I've battled drug addiction and, you know, heavy alcoholism and all this stuff, and incarceration and mental hospital stuff. Like I've been down through the wire, right? So it's like that what you're hearing, that's what was sprouted from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I might have wrote something from a jail cell on some toilet paper. You know, in my darkest hours is when I'm my most inspired. Now, I don't want to be sad all the time just so I can give y'all good music. Right. I got to find a better way. You know, but these days things are better, and sometimes a lightning bolt just strikes, and like I say, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, then I build on that. Like my process is crazy. There's a lot of artists like that too.
But not only that, how can people relate to you if they don't know? You done been through it and you're sharing it. Some people are going through that right now, so they experience using that dark hour. That's where they at now. And they see you got out of that dark hour. You know what I'm saying? Despite what you was feeling at that moment or whatever, you shared it with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't share stuff with people. Or they don't know how, they don't have access to people. Or they feel like they're the only ones that think like that. You know what I'm saying? So when they hear you, it's like, oh man, I wasn't the only one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one like this. I'm not the only one. Like to be honest with you, a lot of men, especially black men, don't talk about mental illness and stuff like that, right? So they might have felt something or something you said in that moment or whatever, because despite what people think, we all are facing mental illness. We all are going through that. We have repressed it and we don't talk about it, but we go through anxiety, depression, loneliness, worry, all that stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know how. We try to, sometimes we lash out in anger, you know what I'm saying? We be mean to people or whatever because we don't know how to deal with what we're going through. So by you expressing everything that you went through, man, that's deep. And that's like, thank you. Thank you for opening up, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, and they feel like they're by themselves. But you might make that person who be crying in the bathroom taking a shower, when they listen to it, and you're like, man, I ain't the only one. I ain't by myself. You know what I'm talking about? For real.
I have no problem bearing my scars, sharing my testimony, because like you say, you know, really we all need to heal. We're all traumatized, whether we know it or not.
Period.
Let me tell you something. I have never seen mental health in effect, in its full effect, as much as I do than when I'm online. Social media, it showed me that, people need help out here. And it can be the simplest thing. Like, are you really happy? We post our photos. That right there, let me tell you something. it releases dopamines. Okay, dopamines. What's the other word I'm looking for? I think it started with an E. I can't think right now.
I don't know, but it make you feel good. It's a high.
It's a high.
I don't know the name.
Right? We post our content, and then then the likes and the admiration start rolling in, and that's a high. That's that validation for the day. And then eventually that post dies on down, and then for some people, more often than not, you down with it. And so now it's like, I want to get high. So you see so many people kind of going out of their way, going, like they say, clout. Let me tell you something. I just told somebody the other day, I say, the crack boom of the 80s and 90s ain't got nothing on the clout boom. Man, it is a drug. People are out here self-incriminating. Women are out here just like, and I'm not judging. I'm not judging either, but working for the hell of it, like on every single post. And I'm a man now. I've enjoyed a twerk video or two. I ain't gonna lie. But when your whole feed is twerking and you're not eating off that, you ain't like getting booked. You ain't nobody booking you in that. You just want that high. You want a bunch of thirsty men to come in here and give you the hard eyes, and a lot of this stuff is mental health and it's issues and problems that we haven't dealt with, and we're looking for happiness outside sources.
Man, you said something. That's facts though, and that's why I say I like your music, because it inspires people. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, to me. And what you said is valid. Like, I feel like, okay, let me ask you something real quick about your one song though, and we'll go back to that though. Like, okay, you know that song, Lemongrass, Teach Me, right? It sounded like you was talking about a woman. You like the brown skin. You was letting them know that you like love them. You know what I'm saying? You let them know how you feel about them and stuff or whatever. And women need to hear that. You didn't talk about her being naked or whatever. You was talking about, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I like your music, to go back to the root of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't telling, you not, like you said, the twerking videos. To me, I'm not knocking nobody either, but we got way much more than that to offer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
And from a man's point of view, it becomes, like I say, I'm not going to sit up here. I'm from the dirty South. Grew up in the strip club era. I have enjoyed I've enjoyed some shaking and twerking here and there, but it gets to a point where some days when you log in, like say you're going through your explore page, some days you just ain't in the mood for it. Some days I just think, like it becomes boring after a while too though. You know what I'm saying? There are other things that, like you say, it's bosses out here. I'm talking about women is bossing up out here. I love to see these women bosses out here getting it. That right there is standing out more than the twerking now, because the times that we in now, it's just some serious times, yo. It's some serious times.
You gotta be about your paper for real. It's working. Ain't like you said, you ain't getting paid for all that, whatever. And then everybody, if you're seeing the same thing from everybody. So it's like you said, it's not you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You like you said, you looking at that. Look at this woman getting to this paper. Look at this woman flipping these houses. Look at this woman growing this business. Look at this woman doing this or whatever, doing stuff for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Women need to hear that, because for some reason. Huh?
Look at you bossing up with your own show.
You know what I'm saying? And I do real estate, y'all. Wow. I'm that real estate. You right.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
I had no choice though. That's what they said, balance. Yeah.
It must be balanced. And that's why that record is important too, because I never want to come off as like, okay, all his music is preachy. Yeah. All his music is, see, like Lemongrass says, okay, let's have some fun. You know what I'm saying? I got another one called Water for Thirst. And in that video, we having some fun. The kids is running through the sprinklers. Like, I know how to balance. I know how to have some balance. But even when I balance, it's going to be just a smidge of the intellect. I don't know. Like, even when I try to dumb it down, somehow, some way, I end up kicking balls and coming off intellectual. It's just in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That balance, that appreciation for beautiful brown skin, and the title track, the title of it. Like if you notice right now, there's a renaissance, there's an awakening going on where people are aware of the products that they are putting in their hair and on their face. So Lemongrass Tea Tree some years ago would have sounded foreign, but now when you look at products on the shelves, first of all, everybody buying natural. We're not even buying Jergens and all that.
Hello.
they copying us. They starting to put now with coconut oil and now with shea butter because they see that that's what we buying and
Exactly.
we're not buying that stuff no more.
Exactly.
So it's like it makes sense and it resonates because hell, I got some lemongrass. I'm pretty sure it's so many people that got some lemongrass somewhere or some tea tree or something in they, you know, they hygiene cabinet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the way, Cootie Brown named that. He came up with the name.
Okay, shout out to Cootie Brown, Too Cool Puppy on Instagram.
That's my dog.
Yeah, he's dope too. That's my dog. That's my dog for sure. Anyway, listen, but you're right. Everything is really natural. Like I said, like even with myself, I don't really dove into the sea moss. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 92 minerals. It helps you rebuild everything in your body. We self-heal. And really, that's the essence of us anyway. We was doing everything natural anyway. Like we lost that.
We strayed, man.
We lost it.
You know, a lot of things were taken from us too.
That's true.
And we was, you know, through branding and through psychological, through brainwash, you know, led to believe that this product is better. This is what you need. You know, use this Colgate. And ain't nothing wrong with Colgate and Crest. But these days, more people are buying like the Hello brand with the charcoal, the coconut oil, and the, I mean, people
Or
are
just using baking soda, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, something like that, you know, not all the extra ingredients that's killing your gums, that's doing everything that's breaking down your enamel or whatever because they're trying to sell something for the cheap and they know we're gonna buy like, this is $1, girl, I got this. But then, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's so, I don't know, I think like you said, everybody's coming back home little by little back to the essence of how we do stuff, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are not. But I think it's up to us to really teach them and tell them like, you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the young generation now, but a 23-year-old niece and a 17-year-old, they're like my daughters. And I be trying to tell them, they natural. I mean, talking about natural. They wear wigs, like this is we natural. We don't have no relaxers, no perms, or none of that. If we want to look cute, we might do a wig, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to back in the day, you know, everybody put a wig on, but they had a natural up underneath. You know what I'm talking about? I'm saying, like, you have to find balance. You know what I'm saying? You can look the professional way, what they call professional, but still not ruin yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not take the health out of you. You put all the chemicals in you, breaking you down. So I like that your music's not chemically broke down. It's from the earth. It's natural.
It's from the earth, and it's from the heart. You know what I'm saying? It's genuine, and I do my best to sound like me. You know, not ride the wave of what's popular. That's easy. That's easy to say. Well, this is the flow that's working right now. They call it the current flow. Now, you know, a lot of people will shun you for not having the current flow. They be like, ain't nobody listening to that old school style rap no more. Everybody listening. But I'm like, dog, everybody can't sound the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sound like me. I'm gonna rap my age. You know what
they want to hear that though. They don't want to hear everybody else. They want to hear something different, something that stands out.
Right. They wouldn't even believe that. Come see, the thing is, you have to be believable too. If I tried to get out here and kick it like I was, you know, whatever, they'd be like, man, I don't believe you, dog. Yeah. Now I'm out here looking like a fraud. But by being myself, it's believable. Like, okay, I can see that coming from you. You know what I'm saying? I can see that coming from you. Just be true to you. Find your voice. Don't try to mimic what that person has already found their voice. That successful person that you want to be like, they have found their voice. You have to find your voice, and I don't care how much experimenting you have to do. You're gonna have to go through some things, because experience was one of my best teachers. Experience is also one of my co-authors. Like, I got a lot of co-authors. God, experience, mistakes. I take all of that and I document it and I present it over rhythm. That's what I do.
That's the only way to me. You can be a true artist. It's your experience. You can't talk about nothing else. I mean, you're talking about other stuff. I mean, I just feel like that's how you get to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you resonate with them with your experiences. So they have similar. They're like, hey, I ain't the only one going through this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, it make you feel good. For real. You don't feel alone. You don't. You know what I'm saying? So, are you doing live shows right now? I see you did the live. You know, I called it on your IG or whatever. I know it's called crazy out here, but Atlanta don't be closed with the COVID. They ain't closed like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, some states are locked down. Are you doing live shows? Are you doing anything right now?
We just did something not too long ago. You know, at pregame, you know, it was a great show. We had live band, well organized show too. And that's another thing here in the city. Like, you know, it's like prior to the pandemic, you know, so many open mics and all of these things going on. Like, we done already kind of like, I don't want to say I'm above that or we're above that,
Right.
but any and every show ain't, you know, you don't drink from every well. That's how you get poisoned, right? It's a lot of scamming going on. They charging you to get on stage, and you know, we oh man, yeah, that's one of the oldest finesse in the book right there, man. They'll charge you to get on. We don't like, it has to be the right show. It has to make sense. I'm not opposed to it, but yeah, COVID is kind of, you know, putting a halt on a few things. So you know,
So how can people listen to you? Like, how can they, like, you know, how can you contact you and get your songs? Some songs, they need to get them songs, especially Father, especially in South Social. You know what I'm saying? I like a little lemongrass, you know what I'm saying? Tea Tree, I like that. I listen to it, I was like, you know, I'm around anyway, but I like that song. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, how can people download your music? Like, what are you on? What platforms are you on?
The usual suspects: Apple Music,
right,
Spotify, Tidal. And you know what? Big old shout out to Amazon Music too. I found out, you know, like, you know, you find these things out when you're marketing and promoting yourself. I had no idea that so many people, like, it's like we're always promoting Apple, Tidal, Spotify. A lot of people listen to Amazon Music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on Amazon. That being said, I'm on Amazon too. You know, YouTube Music, because you know Google Play.
Everybody on YouTube though. Let's listen to that.
Well, you know, they have YouTube. They have like YouTube for your YouTube channel, but they also have YouTube Music, which is an actual just music platform. With the videos combined, they actually took the place of Google Play. Google Play is no more. I don't know if you knew that. Google Play Music is no more. Yeah, it's now 100% YouTube Music. So I'm on all of those platforms: Amazon Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, under Sir Calloway. It's very simple. SIR, Sir, right? And then Calloway, like Cab Calloway. CALLOWAY. I'm on all those platforms.
I should have asked you because I was going to ask you that in the beginning. You made me think of that. Like, what made you come up with Sir Calloway? I like Calloway. You know what I'm talking about? He used to be the first rapper. But anyway, what made you come up with it?
Well, you know, when you've been doing it as long as I have, and any artist, you know, who has been doing it this long could tell you how many name changes that they've gone through. You know, when you like a decade or more deep in the game, you've changed your name quite a few times. And this last time that I changed my name, I'm like, you know what, all of these other, I'm like, just my real last birth name, okay, is Calloway. Okay. So I'm like, man, just be who you are. Go with Calloway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for a while I was plain old Calloway, but then there's a band from the 80s under the name Calloway. They had a song called I Want to Be Rich and all of that.
I wanna be rich. I remember song. See, look.
That's Calloway. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to get lost in the sea of them when it comes time for somebody, because these are the things artists have to think about too when you're naming yourself. Google. You have to think about how, if your name is similar to 1,000 others with that same thing, it's going to be hard to find you. People don't have the time nor the attention span to search high and low for you. You need a name to where, like, when you type it in the search engine, comes right up. It's only one of you. There's only one Sir Calloway. So really, I just went with my birth name, and why I decided to bless it with Sir at the beginning, I just felt like, you know, shit, maybe I was feeling British that day or something, you know.
No, but it's nice though. That's nice though. You know what I'm saying?
Gentlemen, it means gentlemen. Yeah, gentlemen, something with respect, some royalty.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, man. So your IG handle is Sir Calloway as well, and they can see you on there. You got some of your music on there and some of your live performances or whatever. Man, let me tell you something. I've had a pleasure talking to you. You know
Me
what I'm saying?
too, man. We got to do this again.
Yes, we got to, or whatever. So do you have anything, any last words you want to say to anybody, or shout out to anybody? Anything?
Yes, first and foremost, I want to thank you for having me. And, you know, I really enjoyed this conversation. Yes. I'm kind of getting sad that it had to come to an end, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm stimulated now, right? See, we speak the same language, so the wheels is turning, right? Yes. Like, I love this. I love this game, right?
Yes.
These are the moments that really make me realize why I love the game, because it's a love-hate relationship with hip-hop sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to be bothered with nothing they got to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I might go and listen to some classic rock, and I don't feel like writing. I don't feel like doing nothing hip hop related. But it's moments like this that remind me why I fell in love with the culture.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
like it's
shout
a
out to
marriage. You have your ups and downs. You got your good times and your bad times. That's how marriages go.
yeah. Got days where I want to go and sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking right now. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the low breed camp. You know, big dog, big homie, Monster Luther,
Monster Luther,
Backwood
yeah.
Mark, Backwood Mark,
Yeah. That's
Cool
father.
River.
See on that song.
right. Hootie Brown, Jungle Baby, EXO.
Okay. EXO.
Yeah. Everybody, man. You know, shout out to the whole squad, and shout out to, you know, anybody who has, you know, has supported me, and, you know, or anybody who plans to go and check me out.
Yeah,
I'm
they
everywhere.
gonna check you out, man. They ain't got the choice, because I mean they missing out. They
Right,
missing out.
right.
Y'all missing out. I'm telling y'all. Y'all hear that like I did. I was like, where he been? Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Okay, it made me feel good. Let me tell you something. Man, you've been so dope. And you, like I said, it's a pleasure of talking to you this long and meeting you. And it's just like, you know how you feel like you ain't talked to somebody in a long time, and then you talking to them again, make you feel good. You know, I feel like I already know you. That's what I'm saying. You know,
We've been here before.
Exactly.
Been here before.
Yeah, this done happened already. So it's just like, okay, man, it was good seeing you. I can't wait to see you again.
Right.
And thank you for being on my show, man. Y'all, thank you, Sir Calloway, being
Thank
on the
you.
New Normal 2020 Conversation with Friends. Woo, woo,
Thank
we
you.
out.
Thanks for having me. All right, peace. Salute.
I gotta end it. All right, I'm about to go. Bye.
I finally escaped the darkness. It seemed it was embracing me. Had evil demons chasing me. I needed wings to make me free to fly like a white dove and not die in these nightclubs and live my life high on all types of drugs. Cause being a zombie is a portion of death. My past is filled with remorse and regret. So saw the sorrow in my eyes, heard the horror in my cries. It's getting harder, but I try to shoot farther than the skies will take me. Guardian angels guide me safely and keep me sane, cause I swear this game will drive you crazy. Give thanks, gratitude, bless